founder and CEO of Man of War, Rafa Conde.
Welcome back to the Man of War podcast. My name is Rafa Conde, of course, a man on a mission here, forging you to become the best version of yourself. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, or God knows, maybe you just started to follow us, check out the Man of War Crucible. That's MEN of War Crucible.com. And of course, our newest program, that is the synergy between father and son. If you're a father with a son between the ages of 12 and 17, go check us out at theodysseyprogram.com. Now, for the Crucible, you know that's a rite of passage for men, but we're sold out all the way across through 2024. So that means that now in July, sold out, September, October, November, but January we still have openings, and we're starting to get applications in for next year. We're going to have 5, maybe 6 dates in 2024. So let's get down to business here. So today what I want to talk about are the 7 habits commonly observed in successful men. I have spoken to hundreds and hundreds of successful men, elite men, men who are at a higher level. And to me, the most important conversations are the ones that happen before we go live, before we hit that record button. I can't tell you how many tidbits and wisdom tips I've received over the last few years from men who have just opened up right before we go into the podcast, and so many great things that I have learned. But with that said, so many things also connect these successful men. So many elements, these components that connect one successful man to another. I started integrating a lot of these elements in my own life, and I will tell you that it has changed me dynamically. So let's start first and foremost. Number 1, goal setting. And most of you are going to think about goal setting from a perspective of, let me write things down, what I need to do today, what I'm going to do tomorrow, and so on. But the reality here is this: goal setting is much more than that. Goal setting is about organization across the board. Means that you know what you're going to do today, you know what you're going to do for the week, you know what you're going to do for the month, and you know what you're expected to do for the year. So goal setting is not just saying, well, at the end of this week, I want to have this accomplished, or at the end of this month, I want to have this accomplished. To me, goal setting, it's all about direction and purpose, right? It's about breaking these goals down into actionable steps. And remember, goal setting is all about consistency, staying on a path. So sometimes if you're planning too far ahead into the future, you lose sight of what's in front of you, right? So I like to stack my daily victories. I like to stack myself daily and then move on. So I have daily goals. All right, some of you may call them micro goals or whatever it may be. I don't get into all that fancy terminology, but the reality is daily goals, then I extend them out to weekly, monthly, and then yearly. So if you don't have goals that, a lot of you don't even you don't even have goals that are set for a week, for a month. You don't even know what you're going to do today. So what I'm looking at more importantly here is for a man to start organizing himself. I know way too many men that are running businesses, or quote unquote businesses, that are completely disorganized. Let that not be you. Organize yourself, give yourself some great structure, give yourself an opportunity to build these goals and continue walking a path progressively, achieving every goal as you move along. Once you've done that, you've set a path for growth. Now, number 2, and this is a big one. The term Kaizen is huge. We use that in the Man of War Society as one of our specific virtues within the Man of War matrix. And Kaizen is all about constant improvement, constant learning, about hacking away the unessentials. And this is what it's about. It's about really constant learning. Every single day, you must stop yourself from going to bed unless you have learned something. And most of you are going to say, well, every day we learn something here and there. No, I mean learn something. Read a book. Stop for a moment and think about your experience for that day. Maybe had a great conversation with someone that enlightened you in some way, shape, or form. Write it down. Take it down. I believe, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I truly believe 100% that if you don't write something down or at least put it in your iPad or on your phone and log it in, it will disappear. You will never be able to access it as easily. It's like two ships sailing in the darkness of the night. When you are learning, absorb it, write it down, embed it into your DNA, and go over it over and over again. Once you start doing it and implementing it into your life, these little components that you are learning, now you manifest what you learn. And that truly is the most important aspect of learning. Manifesting the things you learn and living them, breathing them. What good are they just to know them, right? You can store it in your bank all day long, but if you can't access that bank and you can't take action, what good are they? No good. So, remember, continuous learning is crucial for your growth, but learning is not enough. You must do. Number 3, discipline. Now, discipline has to do with goal setting somewhat, but I will tell you this. Bringing forth discipline in your life will change the trajectory of your life. Absolutely 100%. All right. Unfortunately, most men create very, very bad habits, and then it's almost impossible to break away from these habits. With discipline, and I write about it in Redefining the 21st Century Man, it takes 50 days to really embed, to forge, right, a strong habit. And discipline will get you through. Now, discipline starts with doing things that you don't like to do, but you know if you do them, they are damn good for you. Let me say that again. Discipline starts with doing what maybe you don't like to do. Shit, most of us probably hate a lot of times to do shit, right? Like you got to get up early, you got to go to the gym, you got to do this, do that, certain things that are a pain in the ass. I get it. But you know that if you execute on those things, they're going to be damn good for you. You know you're tired, but you go to the gym, you feel better after, don't you? Right? You know if you're tired and you go out there and you still execute on your day, you feel better after it. That's discipline. Doing those ugly things that you don't like to do and pushing yourself to do them. That's the reality of discipline. It's not doing the things that you like to do and then staying consistent with those. That's not discipline. There is no challenge. There is no effort that you need to put into that. So a lot of guys that love to go to the gym, for example, they're gym rats and they love it. Now, that's not really discipline, man. That's you enjoying what you're doing. Personally, I fucking hate the gym. I hate going out and running. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it when I'm there in the sense that I'm pushing and grinding, but I don't look forward to it. And I know most guys that I know really don't look forward to that. However, they still do it. And when they're in that moment, they enjoy it, they breathe it, they live it, and they're there. So discipline and consistency will take you to the top. Number 4, resilience. I can talk about this all day long, man. This is another podcast all by itself. But setbacks and failures in life, we are all going to have them. But it is those who bring forth and exhibit resiliency through the most difficult times in life. Number one, those men are going to be stronger, more confident. Those men are going to carry themselves a little bit differently. Why? Because they have a sense of knowing and feeling that deep belief in themselves that no matter what life throws at them, that they will be able to get through it, to forge forward, to win. So important. And in this world that we live in, we need stronger men. We need stronger men who really build resiliency in their soul, in their heart, who really walk this path of the warrior and that are battle ready and know that no matter what, I have the ability to bounce back stronger. That belief system starts at the bottom. You have to build it. You have to go through a lot of ugly shit to really get to it. But once you build this belief system, man, a man with strong resilience, a resilient man, forget about it. Nothing like a man like that. And we need stronger men who are more resilient in everything that they do. This is what makes a warrior, courage and resiliency. Now let's talk a little bit about number 5 here, time management, okay? And I don't mean organization with your, we talked a little bit about goal setting and things like that, but time management is crucial. I see too many men out there trading time for money and then also not having enough time to make money. That's just the way I don't understand it, but that's just the way, unfortunately, so many men live in our world now. All right. Value your time. It is crucial. It is important. Prioritize your time. Make sure that you manage your time effectively. Your schedules, organization, prioritize the important things, and ensure productivity. In other words, it's not just good to schedule things if they're not productive. In my day, if I'm not productive throughout my day and I'm just scheduling things for the hell of it, that's a loss. Right? So instead of just scheduling things that you think you can get done, schedule things that are a priority. So when you do execute and you complete that task, you've been productive. This is the way that you are going to build out your days and have enough time for yourself and for your family and for other things that are important. Because if you just let your day completely breeze by and have no structure, no game plan, and no productivity, you're going to get in this vicious cycle of just working your ass off with nothing to show for it. So start prioritizing your time. Make sure that you are productive every single day, that what you are doing has purpose, meaning, and there's a bottom line reason why you're doing it. There has to be a good outcome at the end. All right, let's talk about number 6, networking. All right, and relationship building. Who you surround yourself with is critical. I remember, I don't want to give a name, but I remember speaking to one of my podcast guests, and this gentleman basically said, look, very, very successful, running a $300 million company, has done a lot of things in his life. Older gentleman in his I think middle 70s, but very well recognized in his industry, very well respected man. I remember asking him, what is the most important thing you've ever done in your life, that you can say, this took me to the next level? Immediately he says, you know what? The power of connections. The power of connections made the biggest difference in my life. Understanding how much power who you know has and who are you connected with has. Keep that in mind. Your circle, the people that surround you, oh man, they make a huge difference. So when you start networking and connecting with like-minded individuals, you start building strong relationships. But it's not just relationships for the hell of it. These should be long-term relationships that are built on trust, right? Long-term relationships that connect you at a different level. Because when you have these individuals that you can talk to, that you can communicate with at an entirely different level, I will say this to you. You will be a sponge. You will learn so much. Your life will be, I don't know, all I can say is you will be operating at such a higher level. For real. Like the people if you surround yourself with great people, those people will bring forth the best in you every single day. They will hold you accountable. They will give you information to maybe shorten your road. They will give you some experiences that they've had so you can at least get a sense of navigating the waters. And they will give you honest feedback. Because if you're connecting with someone at that level and they're giving you a certain type of feedback, you're going to have more weight on that than Joe Blow in the corner calling you names and saying, hey, you're fucked up, you're doing this the wrong way. I'm going to listen to people that are ahead of me, that have been there and done that. And in the end, and I close this segment out by saying, if you are the smartest man in that room, the most successful man in that room, the strongest man in that room, you are break. God damn it. And I'm going to close this segment out by saying, if you are the strongest man in the room, the wisest man in the room, the smartest man in the room, the most successful man in the room, you are in the fucking wrong room. That's right. You're in the wrong fucking room. So start surrounding yourself with great people. Your life will change. Finally, number 7, positive mindset. The way you think about life, the way you think about yourself, right? And the self-belief is so important, but your mind carries a tremendous amount of power with it, right? How you think is how you become. That's the bottom line, guys. It's as simple as that. If you think that you are something, that eventually is who you're going to become. All right, so start embracing a growth mindset about growing, about being better at what you do, about really trying to achieve levels that maybe you've never achieved before, about being your personal best every single day. All right, this is how men truly develop self-confidence. They start really building a sense of understanding who they are, right? But all of a sudden, your mindset starts changing. You start thinking about things in a much more positive manner. You start believing in yourself. You start giving yourself self-care, right? You start putting that as a priority. You start surrounding yourself with great people, as we just discussed. You start doing things in just a little bit of a different manner. If you can carry this positive mindset in everything that you do in life, you will be a changed individual, because your mindset drives the rest of your life. None, and I repeat this again, none of what I just said, all these other 6 steps that I just gave you, would be anything, will make a difference if you don't have a positive mindset and self-belief. Take that to the bank. All right, guys, I hope that you had some clear takeaways from this. I gave you these 7 important areas of your life, and I'm going to kind of break them down for you again. Number 1, goal setting. Number 2, continuous learning. So important, right? Number 3, discipline and consistency. Number 4, resilience. Number 5, time management. Number 6, networking, relationship building that inner circle. And of course, number 7, positive mindset, and self-belief. All right, guys, so listen, I put my time and effort into this podcast, making sure that I deliver to you great value at all times. So what I'm going to ask of you in return is if you can go out there and leave me a review on Apple Podcast, on Spotify. If you don't have Redefining the 21st Century Man, go out there and buy it. It's a great book. I recommend that you highlight the hell out of it. It is a bestseller for a reason, but more importantly, honestly, I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is how many lives can it change? Because I put 2 years of effort writing that book, and I truly believe that it will change your life if you read it from cover to cover. And also give us a follow on Man of War on Instagram at Man of War with 2 R's. And do not miss out on our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Man of War. That is, in my opinion, one of the fastest growing social media outlets that we are focusing on. We're putting in a lot of videos, a lot of time and effort, a lot of great value in that. So if you can give us a sub there, share the content, like the videos, anything you can do to help us grow will be really, really appreciated. Until next time, your life may be challenging and full of dangers, but never, ever retreat. Your last battle may be your greatest victory.